Now we're in the Dow region of Portugal with the cutie little what's it called? Goat. And apparently his name is Chibu. Chibu. And there's a cute little message from him on the back. He's a handsome buck, and he's the winemaker of this wine, supposedly. I don't actually know if that's the name of the winemaker. I should actually find that out, or if this is just an example of like advertising their goat on the front of this. So I know this one is actually a 0-0 wine, which I don't know where you personally stand on this, but I honestly get worried about 0-0 wines. I love the idea and the principles behind them, but I also know what it takes to get wines to the US and distribute across the US, and it's really tough to do that without any added sulfur. And this one is just beautiful. And what's interesting about it is they actually use, sorry, I look like I'm like cutesy excited about Chibu the winemaker goat. But what's so interesting about him is that they use chestnut leaves in the barrels that supposedly are able to help naturally stabilize the wines. So, and they honestly impart a little bit of flavor too. Not that I've never eaten the chestnut leaves, so I can't tell you exactly what it tastes like, though maybe next time I'm in Portugal, I'll just try it out so I can really get it on there, but I'm assuming it's kind of in here. So it's a mix of a ton of different varietals. I think it's over 20 different varietals from the Dow region. So it's just like his goat blend. So on the nose, it's certainly, well, sorry, actually, we'll see that for the palate. So on the nose, I'm actually getting a lot of red fruit. I'm getting like, it's honestly even like a little bit medicinal, which is not a bad thing. I like that in a lot of my wines. So it's like cherry medicine, like, you know, like that, like medicine. I don't know if you were like me as a kid, but like you were like, oh, that one's yummy, so if I like kind of have a tummy ache, I'll just say that so I can have a little bit of that like cherry whatever. Like it's not like NyQuil or anything, it's like the yummy ones like aren't that bad for you. Then it's like roses, maybe. I don't know. There's honestly a lot going on here, which makes sense because it's so many different grapes, but there's something I'm trying to get out of it from the top before I really dig my nose in. And I think it's like, or violets. It's some kind of like deep flower, and it's lovely. And then down here, there's more of that red fruit. And on, like, there's actually some like, I was expecting it to be dark fruit. I was expecting to be like dark cherries and plums, but it's really more like red fruits, but not like super ripe ones, like cherry pie, like the tart cherries that you put in cherry pie, but like where they're like already in the can. Man, I'm being really descriptive and specific today. I've done a few of these already, so I'm on my reds, which is why. That's what I'm getting on that, and we'll just leave it there, and we'll try it on the palate now. That feels great in my mouth, and the finish is long, and what I'm left with is, I would say, that like lovely cherry medicine, yummy kids medicine. But it started out a lot deeper than that. So let's just try it again. So initially it's like bright and vibrant, and I'm feeling like cranberries and like this really tart, it's like very appropriate because it's like super tart, bright fruit on the sides of my mouth. I'm saying on the sides of my mouth because I'm feeling it in tandem with feeling a lot more tannin than I would expect from this wine. So it's like I'm experiencing this like really bright, bursting tart fruit while I'm also having all of the liquid sucked out of my mouth. And I would say that it is, it's balanced, but like it's actually slightly imbalanced to the point where like it's a little more tannic than I was expecting, which is really fun to find because you don't find that super often in natural wines. So with that leading into food pairings, I would really lean on that because it's not as easy to find stuff that has a tannic structure. So it's harder to put things with like fatty beef. And this is, I would just do that. I know there's a goat on it. He would actually probably appreciate that. He's, well, not that I endorse Chick-fil-A, but you know, their whole campaign where it's like, eat more chicken. Chibu, the goat, is probably really hoping that you eat some more cows so that you don't have lamb or goat or whatever. But I would say like steak tips, like grilled steak tips with this would be so good. Um, Even like a steak, not like I wouldn't say like your fancy filet mignon or something that has a ton of marbling because like it's tannic, but like it's not that tannic. I would also say you could do like a marinated pork loin. I honestly don't know my meats that well because I don't eat a ton of meat, but I had these delicious marinated steak tips the other day on the grill, and like this is what next time I get them, this is what I'm gonna pull out for it because it would be perfect. And then if you're not doing beef, you could also do or meat generally. I would say like grilled veggies would be perfect here. Again, like on this one, I would not go for like pasta. I wouldn't go for like the carbs with this. Like, of course, you can have carbs with it. Like a baked potato, a twice baked potato would be great with this, with like cheese and your sour cream and your chives and like kind of like basically make it really fatty because like this wine's going to go really well with fatty food. So I would play on that. And again, like if you do eat meat or eat beef or both, um, I would take advantage of that with this wine because it's not that often that you see it. So I hope you enjoy your little goat man and his chestnut leaves. It's a really fun wine.